Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Coffee Break podcast hosted by myself, Jama, and
Slim.
But before we start, please feel free to subscribe to all our pages, our Instagram, our TikTok, on every platform.
All of them.
But but I want to throw that topic to you though.
All right. Let's get it cracking. So this is the question today.
Go ahead.
right?
Go ahead.
And I've been asking myself this question for a while, but I really want to hear your opinion too, fam.
Go ahead.
All right. What do you think about lust versus love? Give me your opinion.
So you know what it is? It's initially when I look at somebody, the first thing I think about, of course, is the physical attraction to them, right?
First
I'm
thing.
physically I don't know anything about them yet. Like it's all about, can I be with this person? Do I find them physically attractive?
Okay.
And if I do, that's when I engage in conversation and be like, hey, what's up? You know? So at every point, lust is always going to be first, you know?
Okay.
Like our it's always going to be lust, and then it ends up, long story short, gravitating towards love. But the thing that I feel so strongly about is, in our generation, I don't think a lot of love exists.
Really?
I
You wanna expand on that?
Like I feel like everybody, ever since social media started, like it connected people to so many different
We're just
options.
a social media podcast. now.
100%. Ever since social media started, like either it be Twitter, especially Instagram.
Yeah. I
Either
agree.
it be Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, anything. You see more people, and you just the feeling of lust for these people increases and increases, and you see everybody has so many different options, you know. And I feel like prior to social media, the options were so limited, and people were just okay with the pool of people that they had around them, you know.
Okay.
And they settled, not to say settled, but they were okay with being with the group of people that they're with, and they were able to develop love like that, you know, like our
More-
parents' generation.
I see.
Like
I see.
they only knew each other through close proximity. Like I know a friend of a friend, and that's how they met. They were able to develop love, and that's how they were able to get married, right? But I feel like in our generation, people don't get over that initial lust stage, and they never get to that love stage. Everybody's all about, I'm physically attracted to this person. How can I get with this person? How can I get to the next level? But then as soon as it gets too serious to develop into a serious relationship, especially the men in our community, they're like, I'm out, you know?
They're just like
Yeah,
for
no,
no reason.
I don't want to deal with this. I'm good. Like I got what I needed from this person, either it be from a guy or a girl, and let's move on.
You know what? Let me give you my take on that, and I want to challenge you actually.
Go ahead.
Because and this is me speaking personally, but
Yeah.
my take on it is that, to be honest with you, you're right. For the most part, I think originally when seeing somebody, you're like, let me see how the body looks,
Okay.
you know, let me see how her hair looks, you know,
Yeah.
let me see her attitude, her swag down, you know. But then after that, you know, a certain period of time goes on, you realize, okay, maybe it wasn't all that, you know. I feel like people get into that cycle oftentimes because of social media, you know, the highlight reel, quote unquote, right? But for me, my thing is, I have a problem with, because like, yeah, obviously, like, you know, you get attracted to what you see online, right? But
Yeah.
even being able to kind of weed out what you like and what you don't like visually sometimes leads to you, or leads to me at least, falling into like a sort of like almost a trap. Like, oh, I thought this was going to be all great, and now
Yeah,
look at it,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
But that my thing is like, I'm more so trying to find connection as opposed to like comfort, and you know, like
not a lot of people are trying to find. That's the point I'm trying to make. You're an
I agree.
anomaly in terms of people are trying to find a short-term fix on just getting what they want out of a person quick. You, my friend, you're all about finding a long-lasting connection with someone in order to build something past that lust stage. You know?
But some people are shallow enough that they're like, yo, fuck yeah, swim with the fishes, you know? Like, what about those people, you know?
Yeah,
Shouldn't it be okay for them to just, you know, do what they do based off of how they see life in this, like, rose-colored glasses, you know? Because, like, for them, it's not about a connection long-term, you know? They're just here to stay and have fun.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, at what point are you willing to develop something past love? Because the way that I see it is, lust is such a short-term fix, and I see it as, like, if I was to put it into like a picture, imagine having a cup and then having like a hole at the bottom of it, and then no matter how much you fill your cup with water, like the lust is never gonna ever fill your cup. It's never
see.
gonna keep you whole.
It's still gonna,
But
still
the
gonna
thing-
be missing. Someone's
Exactly.
gonna be
It's
missing.
there's always going to be a missing piece. And a lot of people are not willing to put a tape under there and try to figure out how do I get to the next stage with somebody.
But let me ask you this though, and this is a good question to ask you. Like, at what point of your, I guess, mingling with somebody, do you realize I just don't fuck with them? Like, at what point does it? How far does it get?
Can I be real with you?
Tell me. I
I
need to
be
know the
real?
secret.
Can I be-
I need to know the secret.
I'm a serial ghoster.
You're a ghoster? Yo, don't tell me you're a ghoster for real. Actually,
No, like I've stopped. I'm not as
But
terrible.
you are-
I'm not as terrible as I used
yo,
to
nigga,
be.
that's bad, bro.
I'm
They
growing.
about to ghost me right now after this, yo.
I'm growing as a person. It's like,
Wow.
and then to be honest, I've gotten better with it. And now whenever I'm talking to somebody, I let them know that a heads up. I feel like that was when I was younger.
Okay.
But as I'm growing older, whenever I'm making a connection with somebody and it's not what I thought it would be or what I want it to be, I let them know heads up. Hey, this is not working out.
I feel that.
And
My thing is,
I'm sorry to cut you off, and I just don't want it to go like I don't want that person to develop anything and then me not be fully committed to it.
I hear you. That's kind of where I'm at too. Like, I'll shut down a situation pretty quickly, knowing that there isn't a future for me.
Yeah.
But sometimes that isn't really translated in how I'm acting. So it's kind of a shock,
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like a piece of shit. And I'm like, fuck, what's wrong with me? Why am
you
I
are.
like this?
'Cause you are.
I know. I'm like, why am I like this? But the search continues, fam. To be honest, with you, I'm not giving up anytime soon.
No,
Social media is making it hard. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of beautiful women out there.
And what people are doing are like, let's say somebody has like a level of connection with someone that they can consider, hey, I can move forward with this person. I can have a relationship with this person. I can develop love with this person. What the thing about social media does is, I remember we talked about this a few podcasts ago. It's like, it's a highlight reel and you're seeing this pretty looking girl on another page and you're like, oh, I could develop connection with her and I can leave this person. And I feel like so many men of our generation are stuck in the cycle of I can do better, I can have better, and not seeing that.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Sorry to even cut you off, but like, do you think people start looking at their spouses like, damn, I should,
Yeah, 100%.
I should check in with.
I know, like not personally.
Do you think they plan leaving their spouses based off what they see
I don't
online?
think they plan, but I just think
More of an
that,
impulsive thing?
Yeah, I feel like dudes at the end of the day, for
The henny
like,
talking,
not
bro.
everybody,
The henny talking.
100%, not everybody, but I feel like there's a lot of dudes who feel like they're settling and they can be single for longer and have multiple partners rather than develop one thing with one person,
I think guys have expiration dates just as well as women do.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
I disagree with you on that.
I think society will look at you like you're a man always, but I think your close circle will always know that you expired a while ago. Now you're just doing some fuckboy shit.
I agree with you and I disagree with you. The point I disagree is I don't think guys expire. What I mean by that is I feel like the older a man gets, the more attractive they become because the more you're able to become more of yourself, build more success, gain more wealth, become who you are as a person. But the point, I don't want to sit here and say that the older women get, they expire, because women don't expire.
Well, I think it's more so for women. It's more so like society looks at them physically and says they quote unquote expire, but
100%,
mentally, guys, I feel like get trapped in these like, I still want to be in my 20s mode. Like, have you ever seen the guys on Jersey Shore, fam?
Yeah.
Those guys expired, fam.
They still think they're 18.
They're 40, thinking they're 18, going to clubs party with 18-year-olds.
I don't even know how that's so.
That's an expiration date if I ever seen one. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but I'm not dumb per se.
I think
100%.
mentality
No,
wise,
they have the teenage mentality. I'm talking about like that adult mentality that grows with age. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. I think a lot of the quote unquote expiration talk comes from like standards, I guess. But for the most part, I do see a lot of guys that are tweaking in their older age too. I'm not gonna lie. They're just like and it comes back to like the lust versus love thing. They just were never taught what real love is. They're just always been chasing the dragon, essentially.
Yeah, but at what point can they take accountability and be like, hey, maybe I should have been less like that when I was younger, and I should have developed something to understand what love is. Because right now they're trying to find something that they don't even understand. Because when they were younger, they were out here being hoes in the street.
Yep.
And not being willing to take anything and everything and going after the lust of everything. And then now that they're grown up and now they're trying to discover something, they don't have the tools necessary to build that relationship with
or the
someone.
resources too,
Yeah.
because like they've lost so much years of crucial years of growing, you know, that they're just lost in the sauce, fam. Honestly, there's no hope for those guys. Well, there should be hope, like people around them should be able to tell them like, yo, get off your ass or go be better or do better, but like there's no bringing a match to them. They have to go and find somebody.
telling you right now, Tinder, in my opinion, or all these like online dating apps, they're so disgusting, in my opinion. It's because
What do you mean by disgusting? I guess.
so-
What kind of parts of Tinder are you on?
no, first of all, I've never had Tinder in my life.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
go out here telling me about Tinder. But the point I'm making is Tinder and all these Bumbles and Muzmatch and all these things, they developed a type of idea in people's head where going on these apps is like shopping for people. It's like going on
No
Amazon.
cap.
It's like going.
And to take it a step further, the people who, especially women, I've noticed, use men very disposably on those apps.
I think it's both sides.
Both sides as well.
I think it's both
I
sides.
think for conversation's sake, I think girls use guys for, material goods
Yeah.
and experiences. And then obviously we know what guys use the girls for. We know we don't have to be sad.
A guy's mind is so cutthroat. With every guy
Yo.
has the same idea in his mind as what
I
he
think I
wants.
can, honestly, like no matter who you are, bro, I think you can arouse any guy with the same shit.
It's so easy.
Same shit.
so-
you can't
guys-
do that
guys are
with women.
so
though.
easy.
It's so easy, my nigga. You give us a meal and
We have no style.
yeah, man, it's a wrap. We're easy to get by.
But like the back to the point I was making, it's like we developed this whole psychology around like looking at people where it's like I feel like people walk around these days with this Tinder mindset. Like I'm looking at you, well, I'm gonna swipe right. I'm gonna have a fun day with you, but I'm not willing to kind of commit.
I ain't gonna
I'm gonna
waste
swipe
that.
left because I see one thing wrong with you that I didn't see in
major
somebody
flaw.
else. Like the people see the whole world like that. Swipe left, swipe right, swipe left. Super like.
You know what's crazy too? And this is and you know those videos on TikTok where people are like, oh, would you date a man that does this, or would
Yeah.
you date a woman that, fam? Like, to be honest with you, like people's standards are getting crazy right now.
100%.
Crazy.
I'm not able. Listen, I'm not able to be up to those.
Fam, girls want you to have 6 figures or nothing.
100%. Like
And and you have to be tall, muscular,
I'm there.
I'm there too. All right, we're there together. Blood brother. Come on, man.
was
Damn
awkward.
me.
That
Damn
was
me.
awkward.
Doesn't matter, bro. That's how you know we're not aligned, alive. We're not aligned. Yo. No, but yeah, the standards are getting crazy high, especially on both sides, fam. Like, guys, they want their body goals, they want their women to have certain body types, and girls want guys to be in a certain status position, so it's not getting easy out here.
I get you, but I just think that.
But I still have faith, I still
Really?
have faith that.
You have faith?
Yeah, I think
I don't.
I think
feel
there's
like
someone
the more
there.
we're going, the more we're falling.
There's someone out there for you. There's someone out
No,
there
I'm
for
not
me.
saying
There's
there
someone out
isn't.
there for him.
I'm not saying
and
there
we're
isn't
gonna
somewhere
find
out
them.
there. I'm not saying there isn't somewhere out there for both of us, for all three of us.
But I
actually.
think we're gonna find them.
It's just that now the world is so different compared to past generations where we have so much different options. Like, I don't even have to stick with a girl in Canada. I can find a girl in the United States. I can find a girl in Europe. I can find a girl back home. I can sponsor somebody.
Sponsor? You sponsor your wife, huh? You sponsor your wife?
But to the point I'm making, like, people have limitless options that they're.
I agree. The
they're
pool
not
has
happy.
gone. The pool has gotten bigger.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we should lose faith in like connecting with people, though. I think that if anything, there's more options for us, right? Or more chances for us to connect with people.
But let me ask you this question: Ever been to a restaurant before?
No.
Okay, you know what I mean.
Of course I
You know what
have,
I mean.
nigga. What did you asking me, bro?
If you ever been to a buffet, right?
Yeah.
You see, you have so many different options
Mm-hmm.
that you don't. At the end of the day, you thought it was a good idea to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but then now that you have so many different options, it's like I don't know what to choose from.
So you're saying too much of a good thing is not always a
Too
good
much
thing.
of a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
makes people not know how to pick anything.
Well, that goes back to the focus, right? Like, because you said before, like, I'm somebody who knows that I'm looking for a connection. I'm trying not to get frazzled by what I see online.
Yeah.
If more people are like that, or if more people, if people get to that point in certain different parts of their life, and they eventually do, right? And we'll have less of the Jersey Shore niggas out there, like that are still playing 20 years old.
We're not gonna have those type of people. Though.
I guess so. I mean, it's safe to say that at least we know what to avoid out there, but it's tough. You might get confused. You might really think, yo, everything's going well, but it's really just lust, fam.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we live
Yep.
we live in such a different age, and it's like making a connection with people these days. In my opinion, it's way harder because A, people only feel about that lust thing, and B, they do that ghosting thing. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been on both sides of that. I'm not gonna say I'm out here being perfect. I've been a serial ghoster for a lot of my life.
You don't think people that will chase before we were chasing in the 90s?
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
No.
Guys in the region, if they wanted hoes, they would go for those particular girls. If they wanted that one girl, they would keep a girl on the side. The main girl they wanted, they would keep her, but still chase girls. But it was just in their neighborhood, of their city.
I disagree. I
They
think there
would
was
still
more.
do that.
I think there was more couples and relationships
I
back
agree.
then.
Yeah.
I think now it's more like flings and situations and like temporary things. But back then you would see a couple that's been together for 4 years, 5 years, and that aren't old or married and shit.
But if you seriously talk to them and if they divulge to you, how much of them would say I was completely faithful the whole time?
That's another question for
Brother, let me tell you
That's why I
something.
said the main and the side.
The problem today is every girl and guy, their DMs is packed, and they have limitless options to pick from.
Not mine.
It's-
I want my DMs to be packed, man. I'm not talking to
I'm dead
nobody.
ass. Like, I feel like every girl is out here with 10 to 20 DMs in their
I agree.
Instagram.
The pool count for women has gotten way higher,
Yeah,
if
exactly.
anything, because they have more accessibility when it comes to like picking and choosing. But for guys, I think we're kind of getting lost with the girls who have more body goals, more driven about entertainment success and things of that sort.
Not me though.
It's eye candy, it's eye candy. But
I think that's your type. It's not my type.
that's your type.
That's your type.
That's your
That's
type.
not my
That's
type.
That's your type. That's your type. That's your type.
I like
This guy,
a hardworking
what?
woman who is able to to do for her own.
And who can crush you alive? Yo, don't kill me, man.
No, but
Shout out to my hardworking women. I love you all. I love you all.
To that point, it's like does love even exist?
I think
don't
it does. I think it does. I think it does, but it's hard to find, and people are losing more faith in it
If love exists, why does the divorce rate go up every year?
because people are getting committed without realizing the real implications of marriage.
Why do you think divorce is more frequent in today's society, where to the point that you made, it's like people are not committing and all that stuff?
A lot has to do with the temptations. A lot has to do with not being mature enough.
So you're saying people get married during the lust stage,
Yeah.
and then they realize they're not really in love.
Yeah.
So then when they realize they're not in love and they don't want to build it anymore, that's when they do a divorce.
Yeah.
All right.
That happens often, I think. I think people get into relationships very early nowadays
Yeah.
and get committed to somebody based off of their looks and their status and their standards. And then when they are under the same roof after a certain amount of time and shit doesn't
Like
go
when
right.
the thing is,
I'm out.
when the lust is not there anymore, and you're just looking at this.
Yeah,
person,
when you can see somebody who
When you
used to
just
drool
look at
over
the
and you
person-
look at them in disgust, you're like, what am I doing here?
it's like I feel like a lot of people, especially in our community, they get married like super young.
It's the cool thing to do in the Somali community too. I'm not gonna lie.
It is. It's like to get married super young, and it's like I like make this, and it's really not to say it's pushed by our parents.
It is.
But like when we get
It
to a
is.
certain age, it's like your parents are giving you that when you're getting married thing, and then when you fulfill their desires and you get married, and you find out that the person that you're with, the only reason you're with them is because A, you feel like you were pushed, B, you're only lusting after them, or C, it's because they fit some of the components that you wanted them to fit. When you realize the lust factor and everything is not there anymore, you're just looking at somebody who you don't really care about.
I think a lot of people are doing the vetting process wrong. And when I
Okay,
say-
what is the vetting process supposed to be then?
Well, I think a lot of people are missing a lot of key questions that they should ask, especially when
questions should
dating.
you ask?
Well, you should know beforehand somebody's connection to their family, how they're connected to their family, their
I
takes
disagree
on
with you on that.
their takes on spirituality, their takes on
sure.
being a working parent or a stay-at-home parent.
Okay.
How they deal with finances. There's so many questions or so many conversations that should be had
Yeah.
before marriage that I think aren't being had anymore. And I think they're just being led to the gender roles. Like, you're the guy, you do that. You're the girl, you do that. And then when push comes to shove, it's like, hey, we're not in 1985. It's not go do this. Let me get some help. And then they're like, no, I don't want to help you, blah, blah, blah. And then shitstorm. I think that's majority of the cause of the issues. It's lack of communication early on about key things about life and key aspects about personality that is being lost in the sauce.
I agree with you. Like, I was trying to think of a way to rebut that. For the only thing I disagree with you on is some of the questions is out of the control of the person that you are like courting. Like, for example, if somebody has a bad relationship with their parents, it could not. How do I put this?
Well, it would be nice to know
Maybe
at
it's
least.
not dumb. Maybe it's their parents that.
Well, that's another thing that you should know though. Like the context of that bad relationship is very,
Fair,
it's telling of
and you're gonna
which
have to
side.
deal with that moving forward. When
Exactly, because
you're in a
like
relationship,
yo, my parents always told me, fam, like you get married to somebody, you get married to their family too. So
right? I
like
hate that.
it's baggage you
I
gotta carry.
despise that, man.
It's baggage you gotta carry.
Like I hate that so much because I feel like not in a relationship with one person.
I think it's a more of a woman thing though.
It's
no, it's not.
It's
I
It's
think
not. It's not. It's not.
The guy gets involved more in the women's family than the women does the guy.
cap. No,
I think
so.
I think
I don't think so.
I think more
In my what I've seen.
more times, yeah, but I think it's the same. It's the same amount of weight that comes with it on both sides. I think, like the guy's family can be just as shitty as the girl's family.
It's all about like if they
Yeah,
have
I'm not
could
talking
have
about
the-
shittiness. I'm just talking about just in general.
I'm just saying impact they could have
Yeah.
they could have an impact either way. You know what I'm saying?
So if the girl's mom's around, she thinks of, oh, I have extra. If she likes the guy, oh, I have an extra son, and she'll start asking of him for certain things.
No, I disagree.
What?
I
Then
disagree. I
I-
disagree.
That's what
I
that's what
disagree.
I've seen.
I've never
Yeah.
seen that. I've never seen that actually. To
'Cause
be honest with
you have an oldest that got married, right?
Yeah, but I still have
How's the-
cousins and still have like
Yeah.
like people in my family who've been married. It's not, I don't think the guy's being asked of more from the in-laws. I don't think that's true.
Then the guy than the woman is for her in-laws.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much. I mean, if there's kids involved, then yeah, there's things that are gonna be asked, obviously. But if it's just a regular marriage, like woman and man, I think it's 50-50. for
But
the most
regardless,
part.
I think the point that Mukhtar is making is like at the end of the day, when you marry somebody, you marry into their family.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
You marry into all the dramas, all the goods, all the bads, whatever people, whatever hate that they had now.
all
is
the
onto you.
traditions, all
Like,
that shit.
You know what I mean? And it's like I've always hated that.
Why?
Like I just think like don't get me wrong, like I want to be cordial and I want to make a good relationship with your family, but why does your family politics have to deal with me?
Because you're now the core family.
Yeah, but
of
I'm
your
out here
spouse.
building my own family. Like
So
I
you're
took
saying-
your daughter. Like I married your daughter. I don't want to say take. I married your
You did
daughter.
take her still.
No, but I married your daughter.
Snatched her away
I'm
from
giving.
that.
I'm
Yes,
creating my
mine.
own family. I'm creating like inshallah. I want to be able to have my own kids with her.
Yeah.
Why does past politics with her old family have to affect the current family that I'm dealing with?
Well, give me an example what you mean by effect, because
So-
that there could be like psychological effect, there could be actual like visual effects,
Like for example, like let's say like like her parents have this this in Somali community we have like this tribal thing, and you know how with a lot of parents these days it's like if you're not from this tribe you're not this, you're not that.
Yeah.
So let's say like my kids were playing with another group of like Somali kids because it's gonna happen, right? And let's say they were like, yo, they're not from. The parents come and say, yo, you're not from our tribe. Why are you allowing the kids to play with them? Because I've had cousins that were like that. Like, don't play with X, Y, and Z because we're not from the same tribe. Like, I don't want politics, stupid ass politics like that, to affect my current family. I don't want any of that toxicness to ever be able to enter my household.
Well, let me ask you a question, and you agree or disagree. Do you think every family, no matter what, has baggage?
Yeah,
So then isn't that kind of
it's
expected?
different though. It's different. My parents, for example, like I know they would never push their baggage onto my significant other because my parents are not like that. I know my dad will never go to her family and be like, yo, blah blah blah, and ruin whatever relationship that is on that side. Like my family, I feel like wouldn't do that, and I'm looking for that same type of dynamic.
So you're saying people should know better?
Yeah, like we're grown, fam.
I agree.
We're not children.
I agree.
This is not high school.
That's why I personally think that's a part of the vetting process. You got to know who their parents are.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
I
a part
agree.
of the vetting process, and it sucks to say, but that could turn you away from somebody if they have
It
shitty
has in the
parents.
past.
Yeah, that could happen. So like, the vetting process is not as sound as it once was. Because like you were saying, like the proximity, like the back in the day of the area being or the general area of you being able to find your match with whatever person was the general proximity of where you were, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was easier to get an idea or like a background information on people back then, and now it's kind of just like the highlight reels, this and that, the DMs, and we're kind of like, oh shit, when the writing's on the wall, you're like, oh fuck, I already married her.
Yeah.
Oh, I already married him. Oh, I already know her. Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
I think that's super wrong because people marry for the wrong reasons, man. People marry because A, they're physically attracted to them, and B, it's like, oh, my boys are gonna.
Pressure.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
like if I marry this person, my boys are gonna think I'm awesome. Like, oh, I married.
Imagine getting married to somebody just thinking, yo, it's gonna impress people.
Yeah, a lot of
That's-
people do that.
That's
fam.
crazy,
And it's like
man.
at the end of the day, because of course, you guys are gonna have an awesome wedding.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are gonna be very cordial. But when the door closes and you have an apartment with this person or a house or whatever, and it's just you two, after the list is gone, brother, what do you guys have? Netflix?
Exactly.
What are you guys gonna do?
What if he's just, or what if he's just filthy, dirty? What's up?
Oh, that's a gamble. You're gonna
That's
have to make. That's a
crazy.
gamble you're gonna have to make.
That's some information you should know ahead of time.
Yeah, that is part of the. Yeah, but you can't. How are you gonna find that out from somebody? Like, yo, are you dirty?
No, you
Nobody's
don't.
gonna say yes, I'm dirty.
That's where you go tap other people's shoulders that they know. You know, like, yo, how's this
You're gonna go
person
to
like?
the sisters and ask?
No, you go to, you know, like you do your inspections your way. You know, fam. Like, I can't give all the sauce out here. What are you doing?
You can't, your vetting process.
Vetting process. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you.
Can't be saying all that.
Just like a class closing remark. I know we're closing soon. It's just, I feel like we're in a world where a lot of the youth today and a lot of our generation, they're just not about building that connection of love with somebody, and they just want that initial, like, lust. You know what I mean?
I agree. And to add to that too, I don't think people are in it for the long haul.
Yeah, nobody is. People
Yeah.
are in it for short-term gain, and they don't want that long-term benefit.
I mean, I don't know about y'all. I'm trying to live till 80 plus, so I'm gonna need someone on my side while I'm doing that. I don't want to just be here alone forever for the rest of my life. So I would much rather be in it for the long haul.
You alone, fam?
Nah, I can't be like this forever.
Can't be
fam.
alone?
Can't be like this forever. I mean, I'm not alone. I have my family, but like
Your family?
when I'm on my ones, when I'm stepping out,
You're alone.
I don't think I can handle. Personally, I don't think I can handle a divorce, fam. If I
Really?
ever got
That's
it,
such
I
an
think that would
interesting thing to say.
break me.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think because like I have this whole mindset of how marriage should be,
You know,
and if all boxes are checked for me, and I still get into a divorce, I think I'll have a breakdown.
I have a very unpopular opinion. I feel like divorce is such a difficult thing in terms of like. I feel like if I was to ever want a divorce with my significant other, it would be like the very last option that I had. It's because I feel like when I get a divorce, it's fine. Like as a man, like the public view is you're fine. You can easily find another significant other.
Yeah.
There's not really a bad stigma on your name. But I feel like if I was to get a divorce with my significant other, like she's known as the divorcee. Like, you know what I mean?
What do you mean the divorcee?
I feel like
If
in
she was
our
to divorce you,
community
you mean?
or just in like standards of today's society, being a divorced woman is just a very hard thing to get over. Like, you know,
But
like,
would that matter if you're already at the point of divorce?
that's the point I'm making. I'm like, I think divorce for me would be such an option that I would have to consider very, very, like, because at that point I'm ruining her life after marriage.
But my question is, would you be considering if somebody's already at the point where you don't want to be married to them anymore?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you don't fuck with them as much, right?
Yeah.
Would you be worried about their image afterwards?
Yeah, because if I married somebody,
Yeah.
I love them.
But if you divorce them, you have to not fuck with them.
Yeah.
So then
It just
they
sucks
have to
'cause-
have done
'cause
something.
I went away from the relationship with no
My
side
question
effects.
is, is there nothing the person can do in the relationship that you would,
I
you
gotta
know?
work on it, bro. I feel like today's age, people are so easy to jump. Yo, I'm out. Like
I agree.
I'm willing
I agree.
To, like,
I
if-
agree.
In my head, I trust my judgment enough to know that the person I married
Mm-hmm.
is somebody who I'm willing to spend my life with.
Let me ask you guys a question then. So let's say you're starting to realize, yo, this person's not for me, but put it in your context that you don't want to divorce her too quickly,
Yeah.
because for a number of reasons. Would you guys refrain from having sex? Because if a you
Probably.
comes out of that marriage,
Probably.
and then you guys do end up getting
Yeah.
divorced,
so.
Yeah,
I think so.
probably.
I wouldn't-
Probably.
yeah,
Until we
probably.
settle our differences, I don't want to.
Straight
it
abstinence.
could be months.
Celibacy.
I'm willing, bro. I'm like, if months for years, like I'm willing to make my connection with my significant other stronger, because I know down the long, like later when my kids are no longer here, it's gonna be us forever, you know. And I want to create this relationship and bond with this person that it's everlasting.
Would you
Like-
tell her though?
Like I want to go to the akhir with this person. In fact, I want to go to when I'm with Jannah with this. Like I want to be able to go to the afterlife and continue what we had in this dunya. You know what I mean? And that's a connection that I want to be able to build throughout the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Would you tell her that you don't like we shouldn't have sex for?
Yeah, that's
marriage.
not a bad conversation to have. That's a light
If it's
conversation.
for the greater good, of
Yeah.
course, yeah. It's like
No, but you never know how women will take certain things and say, "Oh, he doesn't find me attractive anymore."
that is true. That's another thing.
That's
as well.
something you could talk about.
That's-
Yeah,
You
but
could
that's
talk
good.
about.
That's another
Open
conversation.
discourse.
But hold on.
Open discourse.
Go to akhira with your wife.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna ask Allah for 90 other women?
I'm just gonna.
You're terrible.
At that point, come on. I mean, I'm just saying. At that point, I got to the finish line.
No, right. I wanna keep it consistent, bro. I'm a loyal nigga. I'm gonna
Guess
keep
what?
it consistent.
In akhira,
Yeah.
Jannah.
Alright.
Inshallah, you get there, bro.
But back to the point I was making, it's like I feel like a lot of people jump to divorce too quickly, and it's like whenever they're having like differences, like I'm going back to my parents, I'm going back to my blah blah blah. I don't want this. For example, bro, there was a good portion of our life you and I were not getting along, and right now
Yeah.
we consider ourselves brothers, right?
Yeah, we're homies, bro.
Yeah, it's like imagine
How do we
just
divorced?
cut- we like back in
Niggas are like, yo, here's the paperwork. I never want to hear from you again.
facts, like we didn't
Yeah.
get along.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but now we're close enough to consider ourselves.
Imagine
like,
if we would have told ourselves, damn near 10 years later, you guys are going to start a podcast together.
I would probably punch you in the face.
I would have been like,
like
that
you punched
nigga?
me in my
Him?
face. Like how many times?
wasn't
did you-
me. That wasn't me. Alright? We'll leave it at that.
I'll never
We'll
forgive
leave
you
it
for
at
that.
that.
I'll
We'll
never
leave it at
forgive
that.
you.
But listen, you know, here's one big fear of mine
Go
that I
ahead.
want to share. I'm very terrified of my spouse divorcing me due to boredom.
Okay.
Very scared of that.
Interesting.
Because I know that life can get dull, especially when you're busy, and you know times might get tough. You might not be able to go on that trip or whatever. So for that to be the cause of the relationship's demise, that's terrifying to me. And I think that's a possibility. With
Yeah,
today.
but I get you. Like that's something. To be honest, in my past relationships, that's something that I always worried about. But you know, I feel like when you're willing to find love out there, there's a couple of things that you just have to be prepared to kind of accept. Like that's something you like cheating, all this stuff. This is all part of the same umbrella of things that can happen to you. You know, but there's no way that you can be prepared for it. It's just like
You just gotta
just
deal
know
with
that it's gonna be in the crossfire. You know.
Yeah.
Well, fam, love is a double-edged sword, eh?
Yeah.
Like it can make your
And
day,
break you.
and it can destroy who you are as a person.
Demolish you.
You know, and but that's why it's so amazing. And I feel like niggas these days are just looking at a girl's Instagram page like, I need that.
I know what they're looking at.
I need that.
I know what they're looking
And
at.
I do that sometimes too. I'm not gonna be out here saying I'm a perfect
yeah,
nigga.
man. We
I'm
do
out
it.
here doing, but it's like
I wish I would
understand-
do it less.
I understand at the end of the day, it's like my end goal is to find the love of my life. And I don't know how that's going to happen. It's not working these days, but
It's not working these
it's not
days.
working the way that I've been wanting it to work. But I'm willing to, go the long run because last thing I'm going to do is settle for just a monetary gain. Not monetary, but I don't want to ever settle for a very short connection, hoping that it's going to turn into something everlasting.
No, I feel that. I feel
Yeah?
that. But to kind of end this conversation off, like lust versus love, fam.
Lust.
I'm taking love.
Everybody should take love, man. I know it's such a generic thing to say, but there's nothing better than knowing that you have a connection to someone that feels the same way about you.
Exactly. No cap. And there's nothing better than
There's
that.
nothing better than that. And once you have that, you hold on, even if there's problems and turbulence along the way. Work on what you need to work on, because those relationships are what's gonna keep you going.
And talk to each other too. If you're in a relationship with somebody, talk to them and get to know them a little on a deeper level than you already do. And try and, at least try and peel back some layers, so that you can at least get to the personal.
You're talking straight to the Somali community, eh?
All of y'all. I know you guys are just DMing each other emojis and fucking Snapchats and like dumb shit like that. Like just fucking get to the real deal. Find out what you really like about this person, and then run with that.
100%.
So that's what I'll leave it with.